ninja graduates from the academy and they pass the Genin exam that's given to them by the Jonin squad leader, the three-man team officially embarks on their ninja journey. However, while most Naruto fans are aware of what the individual shinobi ranks are, Genin, Chunin, and Jonin, and Kage, I often get asked what exactly counts as an S rank or an A rank mission, and what's the difference between the various ninja mission ranking systems. Well, that's why in today's edition of Naruto to Go, we're going to take a look at the ninja mission ranking system and give the definitive answer to how Naruto mission ranks work. So, diving right in, it should be noted there are major differences in mission ranks, especially dependent on the time period where the mission itself is given. For instance, after the Second Great Ninja War and during the early part of the Third Great Ninja War, Kakashi's father was given a mission where failure was not an option, and the shame that he was forced to endure when he chose to save his comrade led to Kakashi's father taking his own life. On the other hand, Shikamaru's mission to retrieve Sasuke didn't earn him a stern reprimand by Tsunade, despite the crippling blow that losing the Sharingan ended up being for Konoha in the eyes of the elders. It speaks to the climate and the era that the mission was given. Now, obviously, depending on the type of mission that's being given, there's a risk-reward factor. The more dangerous and more urgent the mission, then the more the mission itself is going to cost the client. Lying about the risk that a mission has, in most cases, leads to a ninja abandoning the mission and returning with the client back to the village. When you look at the individual ranks for the missions, you'll see why villages strictly adhere to this rule as a way to protect their ninja. D-rank missions come with the reward of 5,000 and 50,000 Rio. Normally, these are the types of missions that you see inexperienced or average Genin carrying out. These are missions where they're walking dogs, they're farming, they're babysitting, they're doing shopping for elder ladies, and other mundane tasks like painting houses. The purpose of these missions is to enlist the discipline in the Genin team to cultivate a sense of teamwork and get them used to the structure that comes from being on a mission. Now, C-rank missions are a little bit more dangerous. Obviously, they're a lot more dangerous, but for C-rank missions, they pay between 30,000 and 100,000 Rio. For these missions, there's a small chance that there could be combat with other ninja or low-level bandits, which is why the more experienced Genin and some lower-level Chunin are given these missions. Now, I want to kind of point this out to you, okay? See, this is the reason why in Boruto you see moments where the other teams look at Team Konohamaru and they compliment them and they fawn over them, because Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki were quickly being pushed to C-rank missions early on in Boruto. Despite being in a time of relative peace, it says a lot about their skill level and their ceiling given the fact that they're given C-rank missions so early on. Now, B-rank missions are missions that typically go to Chunin, and this is where your mid-tier Chunin and your upper-tier Chunin go. However, there's a major exception that's made in the rare instance where a Jonin could decide to keep their Genin team on a mission that escalates into B-rank territory, or the village is low on manpower, and so they have to have Chunin lead a team of Genin on a B-rank mission. It's for this reason that these missions pay out between 150,000 Rio and 200,000 Rio. Now, the reason Genin aren't typically put on these missions is that they usually don't have the skill set or the experience to pull off the core elements of this mission, which include espionage, guarding groups of people, and engaging in combat where the intent is likely to kill another ninja if they cannot be captured. Now, A-rank missions, these are personally some of my favorites. So for A-rank missions, these are missions that pay out between 150,000 Rio and up to 1,000,000 Rio. Now, these missions most of the time are given to strictly Jonin, and there are instances where Chunin on the cusp of receiving a rank of Jonin are given these missions. However, we do know that there's an exception to this, one of these being that Naruto's very first mission was in the Land of Waves, and Kakashi stated that the mission had moved up to the A-rank mission ranking once Zabuza showed up. These missions typically come with guarding VIPs like feudal lords. So in instance, when you go to the Itachi Daylight novel, when Itachi and his team were guarding the feudal lord, says a lot about Itachi that he was brought on an A-rank mission like this. Now, the other part of an A-rank mission is that typically these missions also include taking out ninja forces, or it can have a direct impact on whatever village that the mission is taking place in. For instance, failure in the Land of Waves means that an entire land falls under the control of a crime lord. Now, S-rank missions are the trickiest, and it's for that reason they pay the most. So these missions start out at a minimum of 1,000,000 Rio, and obviously the riskier the mission, the higher the payment's going to be. So we know that Sasuke's cashing in on that money when he's going into those Otsutsuki clan dimensions searching for information about Kaguya's clan. Now, these missions are missions like what you had with Shikamaru, where he went to the Land of Silence in order to kill Gengo, and missions were classified documents documents are being transported, and missions where failure very well could lead to instability within the village itself or potentially cause war between one of the great nations. Now, any ninja who takes on these missions does so knowing that they could potentially never return home, and these types of missions are where Shinobi Rule number 4 usually comes in play and must be adhered to, which, for those who need a reminder, Shinobi Rule number 4 is that a ninja must always put the mission first. In the Naruto Retsuden trilogy that's set in the Boruto era, going into another country to secure documents and intel regarding to a cure for Naruto's chakra illness falls under the code of an S-rank mission. Failure could lead to an entire country falling into civil war, where blame could potentially be shifted to Konoha depending on how the story spun. Same with Kisame going undercover for the Akatsuki during the 4th Great Ninja War, where he sacrificed his life to ensure that Obito gained the information that he gathered while Naruto was training to master the Kyuubi. As a bit of a bonus, there's also another set of missions which was revealed to us in the 5 Kage Summit. These are called mercenary missions. Now, these are missions that were outsourced to groups like the Akatsuki, where smaller villages were brought down, or VIPs were killed, or the agenda of a hidden village was pushed off the books. That way it couldn't be connected back to the village to enlist the Akatsuki. One thing to keep in mind is that if a village's ninja are deemed to be inferior, the feudal lord would cut the budget of a hidden village, and they would even go so far as to outsource the mission request to another village, which is a huge part of the reason why the Hidden Sand Village agreed to work with Orochimaru, because during that time period, their feudal lord was outsourcing mission work to Konoha, and he cut the ninja budget for the Hidden Sand Village. Well guys, that's gonna be it for this video today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and let me know what type of mission is your favorite. But as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching only to the end. Have an awesome day guys.